So I haven't made a video in 12 days, but in the span of that time, I've actually noticed that I've gained a decent amount of subscribers. I think it's like I've gained 60 in the last 28 days, which, it's not the biggest number in the world, but, for somebody who's just putting videos out, that's pretty cool. So I wanted to make sure to acknowledge that on video. But today, I wanted to make a video about my top 5 tips for Predator players. These are my top 5, not the penultimate 5 tips that you need to play the Predator, but these are my tips. These are primarily based off of things that I don't see other people do, or things that I do that I feel like would benefit all Predator players. So without further ado, I'll stop stalling and get right into it. My first tip, and this one's, I don't know, I guess it's kind of obvious, is to hunt pigs. It sounds simple and it sounds like something that's not important, but it's more important than you think, because you're gonna take a lot of damage playing the Predator regardless. Like, you could play against a bad team, they're gonna hit you. You're a big target, you're moving around, they're gonna hit you. So by killing pigs, you could like leave them scattered around the map. You could have like 8 pigs laying around, and at any moment when you get weak, just go off, eat a pig, and then you're right back in the fight. It's actually, to me, a better way of healing than the healing kit, and it just keeps you in the fight longer. So that's my first tip. Hunt pigs while you're trying to track the fire team. Is a good time to look around for pigs with the infrared and just stab them up, and then there you go. They'll always be on your radar too, so you can always find them. You'll never lose them. All right, so tip number 2, know when to strike. This is something I struggle with, myself. And what I mean by know when to strike is, like, normally when I see a fire team, I just start attacking. It's like second nature. I immediately start attacking them, and I take a lot of damage for it. I'll usually knock down 2 people at the least, but I'll still take a lot of damage for it. What I mean by this is, if you play Fireteam, you'll be able to recognize when you're playing Predator, when they're doing an objective where they have to defend it, or they can't really move a lot, or they're like doing something specific that keeps them in that area. So whenever you see like a lot of AI flooded in to attack them, or they're not moving from a specific building, that's the perfect time to attack, because now you know that they're distracted, they're focusing on something other than you, and realistically at all times you're the biggest threat. So just know when to strike. Like, don't just take every opportunity to attack, trust me. So yeah, number 3, switch up your offense. This one's pretty self-explanatory, but nobody does this, I'm gonna be honest. It's either a Predator that only melees or a Predator that never gets close. If you can mix both of those things together, you'll be a lot more lethal. And that's just a fact. Like, let's say like you see some fire team members, they're really distracted, and you want to move in to stab them, but they parry you. At that moment, you get back up, and now you know that they can do that. Now maybe use your bow or your plasma caster or something, you know what I mean? Don't just have one game plan, because that can be very easily exploited by a good team. My number 4 tip is know when to back off, and this kind of goes hand in hand with know when to strike. If it's pretty much the same thing I just said. Like, if you're taking a lot of damage, if you're getting parried a lot, if they're like really fucking you up, then you gotta know when to bail. Like, even looking at your health and saying, oh, I got half a bar of health, I could still take a couple of bullets. Realistically, you don't know that, because you don't know how well they're going to place their shots, and you don't know if you're going to whiff a lot of your melee when you get close, or if you're going to miss your arrows and get shot. Like, if they have sniper rifles, it's a bad idea to even go for range damage, because they can do it right back to you and just as effective, if not better. So yeah, just know when to back off. Like, this is actually one thing that I love to fight against when I'm a fire team member. When I play with my friends, if we have a Predator that's just like, I'm gonna just spam my melee and I'm not gonna back off, that's beautiful. We literally kill them within like the first 2 minutes of the game, because you don't want to back off. As soon as they start flashing white into second wind, we just chase them down and game over. That's a boring way to play, but we're going to exploit your weakness as a fire team. So that's like probably one of the number 1 tips I would always give somebody in this game. It's just know when to back off. And my 5th and final tip is be patient. I hate hearing people say this in games. Like, I play fighting games a lot. Telling someone to be patient is probably the most annoying thing you could tell them, because I'm a very impatient person. Like, when I see Fireteam, I have to kill someone. I have to go after them. I'm just very impatient. But what I mean by be patient is not exactly that. It's really just extend the game a little bit more. Don't feel like you have to knock all of them down at the same time and then kill all of them and then boom, game over in 2 minutes. Like, it's not really worth it, really. Like, trust me, you'll have a lot more fun on both sides if you extend the game. Like, when I play Fireteam, like, I'll kill a predator really quick if they're just not playing with any common sense. But if I'm playing against a good predator and I'm enjoying the match, I would love to extend the match. We'll just flash you in the second wind, continue our objective. Same with the predator, maybe down two of them, don't claim them, run away, and then while they're getting up, you could damage the other guys. Just extend the match a little bit, have fun with it. Don't feel like you have to kill them right away unless that's what you want to do. If you have fun doing that, then that's fine. But personally, I feel like that makes the match a little bit lame. So that's why I always play with my food as the predator. But yeah, these were 5 really quick, simple tips that I personally feel are important. So yeah, if this helps somebody, that's really good. But I mean, I don't see any predators that primarily switch up their offense or know when to back off or be patient. Like, these are the main 3 that I wanted to highlight because no one does that. I see some people, they'll like scatter pigs around and eat them, but it's not often, so I thought it would be a good idea to do that. But again, I want to say I really do appreciate the 60 something subscribers that I got in the last 28 days. That's really cool to me. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope this helps somebody, and yeah, peace.